Joe Burrow has been making this pretty interesting. It seemed like, and honestly it still seems like, he for sure was going to be drafted number 1 overall to the Bengals, but it kind of seems like that's not actually his preferred destination. It actually kind of seems like he wants to go to South Florida with us, even if it's pretty subtle signs. Which of course, none of us would be complaining if we got him. Quarterback is a need, and I think he's pretty easily the best prospect in the draft this year. I've also said back then, though, that we can't really afford to trade up for Tua or just any quarterback, and we just have so many other needs that we need to use our draft picks on. So I'd kind of be contradicting myself if I all of a sudden said we should trade up for Burrow, right? Plus, it's the number 1 overall pick, so we'd have to give up quite a bit. Okay, well, here's one reason I would say it's worth it. Joe Burrow not only flashed a bunch of talent and won the national championship, but you can just tell he wants to play. He's fired up, people feed off his energy, he has that kind of swagger to him. That's exactly what you want from a quarterback, and you can see it just makes such a huge difference for so many teams. Even that happened with Fitzpatrick a little bit last year. Now, some people I know are going to ask me, oh, but you were saying in the Tua Herbert video that Tua had better leadership, so if you're saying we should trade up for Burrow because of that thing Tua can do too, then why? Okay, listen, I'm sorry, I'm just not as high on Tua. Even if it is mainly injury concerns, like, how is that a small concern? I just don't feel like he'd last that long. To me, it seems kind of like Marcus Mariota all over again. And no offense to Mariota, he seems like an awesome teammate, but there's no denying that he just didn't quite live up to his potential, and part of it is injuries. I don't have those concerns on Burrow, plus he's talented. Now, there of course is a catch though. First of all, this was the only season we really actually saw Burrow break out. 2019 was a breakout season, and who knows, maybe it's just kind of a fluke. Obviously, we gotta be thinking about that, and also, if we are to trade up to number 1, we'd have to give up quite a bit like I said earlier. We did address some of the needs on defense through free agency, but we do still need a pass rusher and a little bit of safety help. And we definitely need an O-line. They addressed that a little bit too, but just not as much. Now I realize 2020 doesn't have to be the year that we win, and we could just address some of those holes in next year's offseason. We are still in rebuild mode. But that's still a lot of draft picks that we could use to help out our team right now. Again, we don't have to win, but just think about how many holes we could fix with all those draft picks. So to me, it just depends on what you prefer. Do you want us to get our future quarterback right now, but wait till next season to fix the other issues? Or kind of take this offseason to just fix the other holes and then possibly get that franchise quarterback next year unless somehow Burrow magically falls to 5? Truly, I wouldn't mind either way. If I had to pick one, I'd kind of go with the latter though. And yes, I know, I'm about to go on about Josh Rosen again, but at least let the man compete. You never know. What if he really is good behind a good O-line? And to me, there's just no point of keeping him on the roster if you aren't even looking to use him. But that's just what I think. It's an interesting topic for sure, so I'd love to hear what you guys think.